On this edition of Furman Soccer Today, we'll recap the Paladins' 2-1 victory over High Point with Director of Operations Grant Allard. We'll give you the spring schedule, and we'll interview Anthony Esquivel about his honeymoon trip to Thailand. Last Thursday, the Paladins traveled up to High Point, North Carolina to take on the High Point Panthers in a spring match. Director of Operations Grant Allard recaps the game.
Traveling to High Point is always a interesting journey because you have to go through Charlotte. And anytime you go through Charlotte, it's difficult because there's always road construction. So our bus got delayed for about an hour. So instead of showing up an hour and a half before game time, we showed up 30 minutes before game time, which is normally when we start warming up. But the guys did a brilliant job of getting off the bus, changing, getting warmed up, and being ready to play a game on time and ready to go. So it's kudos to them for being able to have the mental toughness to play a game even in a tough scenario and a tough situation. So we fell behind one goal. We gave away the ball in the midfield, and High Point was able to capitalize on us. John Lungaho and Bennett York did everything they could to get back there, and Sven definitely tried his hardest, but it was a well-placed shot, and sometimes you just have to take your hats off and go, hey, that was a good goal. Clint Ritter and Tyler Peoples were really connecting well up top and being able to have a lot of 1-2 combos. So coach was able to encourage the guys to have more combination play and to attack more. And our superior ball handling and possession game was able to come through at the end of the day because we were able to come back from behind with about 20 minutes remaining in the game, about 15 minutes, something like that, and we're able to win it with two brilliant goals. Kevin Paul scored the first goal. He was on the back post, and I don't remember who headed it to him. I believe it may have been Tyler Peoples, although I'm sure that the tweetosphere, if I'm wrong, is going to point that out to me. But I think it was Tyler Peoples. Someone headed it on to Kevin Paul, who was just in a great position and was able to have the composure to put it away. The second goal was Chris Duggan. Chris Duggan was played the ball by, I believe it was Martin Ontiveros, or Martin Ontiveros played it to someone who then played it to Chris Duggan, and Chris Duggan had a 1v1 with the keeper, and it came off the keeper the first time, but Chris was able to follow up and finish and put it away for an absolutely great finish and for putting us ahead with about 10 minutes left in the game. Our entire team did a great job. Obviously, we had everyone coming in. We had Eric Stieber on the left side, and he was getting forward and combining well. We had Michael Gandier in midfield, just in the trenches, just trudging it out, winning balls in the air, and really being a boon for us in the midfield because High Point was a very tall and physical team. And it was great to watch our guys. And we had John Lungaho, who's playing his first game for us at center back, did an astounding job of containing High Point's forwards, who were very fast and on the turf up there. So it's kudos to him for doing a great job, as well as for Bennett York playing his first collegiate match. And obviously we had great performances from other people like Hart Swing and Josh Leach coming in. Josh Leach almost scoring a goal, and Josh Vuzan creating a lot of chances for us up top. So our whole squad played well in the second half especially. And it's something that going forward in these spring games, we hope that everyone at home thinks about and wants to come out and watch us here in these spring games as we move forward and prepare for the fall season where we can win a championship.
Paladins assistant coach Anthony Esquivel and his wife Olivia spent their honeymoon in Thailand. I caught up with Anthony to ask him about their experience.
So I went to Thailand for my honeymoon. We weren't in one spot for more than a few days. We kind of had the idea to just travel while on the honeymoon. So did Bangkok for a few days, which was it's a huge city. We got to see the kind of the ins and outs of a major city in Thailand. Temples and a lot of museums and we traveled by boat everywhere in Bangkok, so that was a fun experience. And then we headed to Chiang Mai, which is a a smaller city, kind of just known for. It's actually pretty similar to Greenville. It's kind of a slower pace and a beautiful downtown and market and some temples there. While we were there, we were able to do one of the best zip lining courses in the world. I think we rode like 35 zip lines, and one of them was the length of like 10 soccer fields. And so we were in the jungle, able to do that. That was unbelievable. And then also we spent a day with elephants at a sanctuary where these elephants were rescued. Being like up close and personal with elephants it was pretty amazing. We got to take care of one for a day, fed them, was able to ride them around in the jungle, and then we had to bathe them. So it was an experience, something that I've never done, and we'll always remember that particular experience on the honeymoon. And then the last few days we were in the islands of Thailand, Krabi, on Relay Beach, which is one of the best beaches in the world. So it was as close to paradise as we could at least imagine. I mean, it was beautiful. So overall, it was a great trip. I've been lucky to have traveled my whole life, and it's just it's great to be able to see a new culture and be around different people and learn and kind of throw yourself into a different world basically. So we had a great time in Thailand.
I also asked Anthony how soccer has allowed him to travel the world.
When I was a kid as a player, I started off, traveling around the United States. So being able to get out of Texas and, Florida, and the East Coast, and then California and the West Coast, and then even in Mexico, as a player, I've always been traveling through soccer. And then as a coach, spent some time in Brazil, and then I've been to England and Spain. Been to England, 5 or 6 times already, and so, in fact, we just went to England as a coaching staff a few weeks ago, and so that was another great trip. I've kind of had a really crazy February, but it's always great, like I said, to travel, and I think you can learn so much just by traveling and meeting new people and seeing different cultures. I think it's great, and I've been pretty lucky as a player and now as a coach to have traveled the world.
Thank you for watching Furman Soccer Today. Tune in March 20th as we preview the Paladins games against Limestone and Newberry.